First up tonight, freezing rain causing a slick and dangerous mess on roads throughout southwest and central Virginia.
Here's a live look at Salem through the afternoon. You can see as the precipitation slowly starts gathering in the parking lot throughout the day. And we have team coverage tonight throughout the area. Thanks for joining us first at 10. I'm Stacey Spivey.
And I'm Bill Waddell. We want to start off here in the studio with Chief Meteorologist John Carroll. And John, you're saying there's a couple different factors we should be concerned about tonight.
Yeah, there's certainly.
Thank you. We have video just coming into the newsroom tonight. Police telling us a vehicle crashed into a fire truck at Caldwell Street and Salem Turnpike in northwest Roanoke. We're told 2 people in the vehicle and 1 firefighter all had to be taken to the hospital to be checked out. The driver of the vehicle that caused that crash has been cited for driving without a valid license. And of course, medics, police, and firefighters responding to dozens of calls tonight throughout southwest and central Virginia.
Dispatchers have been busy too, trying to keep up with all the calls for help. WFXR's Eleanor Buckley is live in Roanoke County tonight. And Elle, how icy is it out there right now?
Yeah, guys, the roads out there are extremely slippery.
Amelia Fabiano continues our team coverage tonight live in the New River Valley.
Amelia, have conditions gotten any better out there or have they gotten worse?
Yeah, Bill, well, the weather's definitely let up a little bit. There's no longer any rain coming down. It's just very lightly misting, but it is very, very cold out here, let me tell you. If we take a look at the sidewalk, you can see a lot of this moisture.
And now we want to check in with Chief Meteorologist John Carroll in the Pinpoint Weather Center.
Yeah, we've had some chilly weather over the past few days, another chilly night tonight, but you're saying there's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah. Bedford, this is WFXR News First at 10.
First tonight, what started as a normal Sunday turned horrific after a shooter opened fire at Sutherland Springs First Baptist Church in Wilson County, Texas. Tonight, we know that more than 20 people are dead, dozens of others are injured. Thanks for joining us a bit late tonight. I'm Bill Waddell.
And I'm Stacey Spivey. This all happening just before noon this morning. The president tweeting out, "May God be with the people of Sutherland Springs, Texas." The FBI and law enforcement are now on the scene. I am monitoring the situation from Japan. Fox News' Brian Yennis is in New York with the latest on the situation and the person they've identified as the gunman.
A gunman. First tonight, tips lead to answers. We now know the name of a teenager found shot dead in a yard in Roanoke. Thanks for joining us first at 10. I'm Bill Waddell. Stacey Spivey has the evening off. We're learning more about the victim, but police are still trying to track down that young man's killer. The victim has been identified as 18-year-old Alante Dent of Roanoke. Now, Dent's body was found Monday morning in a yard on Delaware Avenue Northwest.
We begin tonight with more than a dozen people slapped with charges in connection to a hazing incident that reportedly happened at a Radford fraternity house. 17 young men were arrested on 2 separate search warrants today. Thanks for joining us first at 10. I'm Stacey Spivey.
And I'm Bill Waddell. 1 man is from the Roanoke area and the rest all from northern Virginia. Now, they are all charged with hazing, purchasing alcoholic beverages.
Have you seen this man? Radford Police and United States Marshals tell WFXR News they're looking for Paul Douglas Carper. Officers say he's wanted for sex crimes and has already spent time in jail this year. Authorities believe he could be in the New River Valley. Our Caitlin Klein was in Radford today working to track down answers about this man.
It's unclear when.
Residents gathered tonight in the New River Valley for a meeting on the Radford Army ammunition plant. People living close by that plant believe that there's burning of toxic military materials could be causing health problems such as cancer and other thyroid issues. WFXR's Lauren Taylor was at that meeting tonight and joins us live in the studio. Lauren, the health department gave some interesting numbers on thyroid cancer.
That's right. These numbers are something community members.
New at 10, it is that time of year, people picking out their Christmas trees and putting up the holiday decorations. But according to the National Fire Protection Association, your tree can cause some serious damage if you're not careful. WFXR's Lauren Taylor caught up with some fire experts today, and Lauren, they say we should take some extra time and think twice before we start decking the halls.
That's right. I spoke with Roanoke County fire officials who tell me.
In your health tonight, flu season is in full swing right now. Here in Virginia, we are in the widespread range for the influenza season, and many people are scrambling to get those last-minute flu shots. The vaccine can save lives, but when the shot is given in the wrong spot, it can cause severe pain, sometimes even permanent damage.
Carrie O'Brien from her sister station in Richmond has uncovered hundreds of thousands of dollars that have been paid out to those who got the flu shot in the wrong place.
Just didn't feel right. It was achy all the way.
Federal Consumer Alert, it is the season of giving, but it's also the season of scams. More people report being victims of scams during November and December, and police say it is a tough crime to solve. WFXR's Caitlin Klein spoke with a deputy who says some people in Salem recently fell for a scam that's going around right now. So Caitlin, what exactly happened to these people, and what can authorities do about it?
Well, Bill, there's really not much authorities can do. The police officer I spoke with says this is actually an incredibly hard crime to solve because the suspects leave no trace.
A big name in news has been fired from his job after allegations of sexual misconduct. The Today Show's Matt Lauer was terminated from his position late last night. But before Lauer was a household name on the Today Show, he started out working for our sister station in Richmond. Lauer was only 22 years old when he started working in Virginia as the co-host of PM Magazine. He had a few co-hosts in Richmond before he met Denise Kranich. Now, Denise worked with him in the 1980s and says their relationship as co-hosts turned into good friends. The two were even in each other's weddings. Kristen Smith from our sister station, WRIC, spoke with Matt's former co-host, who, like the Today Show hosts, are both shocked and devastated by the news.
He was only a gentleman when I was here.
Denise.
We are your local election headquarters. The race for governor is heating up, and a new poll out from the New York Times just a few hours ago has Democrat candidate Ralph Northam with a slight lead of just 3 points over Republican candidate Ed Gillespie.
Northam has 43% of the vote, which Gillespie is slightly behind with 40%. Now, this is different than the poll that was released on Friday by the Rasmussen Reports poll, which has the two tied. This campaign has been dominated by hot-button racial and cultural issues. The candidates will be crisscrossing the state over the next 24 hours, trying to gain that last-minute support.
Ed Gillespie held a rally in Wytheville earlier tonight, and WFXR's Amelia Fabiano is there live for us. Amelia, you tell us the Republican nominee is sounding pretty confident tonight.
Yeah, he absolutely is, Bill. I mean, that was his main focus tonight.
Final push before polls open for Election Day, and the race for governor in a dead heat. Both candidates for governor spent the day crisscrossing throughout Virginia, and their ads on TV and radio have been airing nearly nonstop. Thanks for joining us first at 10. I'm Bill Waddell.
And I'm Stacey Spivey. Both candidates making stops in Roanoke today. Capitol Bureau reporter Evan Armour leads us off tonight with what you need to know as you prepare for the polls tomorrow morning.
As the gubernatorial candidates canvass the common,
Will come down to getting voters out to the polls, and the poll reports have been keeping this race extremely tight.
Yeah, Fox News releasing a new poll out yesterday with Ralph Northam having a slight lead over Ed Gillespie. They are reporting Northam holding on to a 48% of the vote and Gillespie gathering 43% of the vote. So how are Virginians feeling right now going into Election Day?
WFXR's Amelia Fabiano hit the streets today and talked to people around town to get some reactions. So Amelia, what are people telling you tonight?
Yeah, Stacey, well, I'm at Glen Cove Elementary School right now, and in just about 8 hours or so, voters are going to be walking through this door to cast their ballots. Now, this has been a super long campaign for this election, and we've seen a lot of
Caitlin, thank you. And Nesbitt says if the referendum doesn't pass, they'll turn the Franklin County location into a building to showcase the history of moonshine in the area until they can get that referendum passed.
Polls open tomorrow morning at 6 and they close at 7. And our Election Day coverage starts bright and early at 5 a.m. on Good Day, Virginia. We are set to catch up with Ed Gillespie over the phone at 7 a.m. and then Ralph Northam at 8 a.m. Our live coverage kicks off tomorrow night after polls close with a special report at 7:30. And we'll bring you updates on the biggest races throughout the night on VirginiaFirst.com and right back here tomorrow night, first at 10.